Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I hope you're having a great day. I should say that the purpose of the Demetra K show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. I'd like to say a big giant thank you. Hello, welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Also, like to say thank you to the moderators for all that you do. It is our Friday, even though it's Thursday, because I don't come on Friday and Saturday unless I absolutely need to. So those are the days that we take a break, right? Not just me, but we. So we are going to be talking about the Congressional Black Caucus chairwoman, Yvette Clarke, continuing to disrespect Black Americans. I was on X earlier and I saw something that really just irritated me, right? Now, I should say right off the top, I'm not trying to make this a diaspora war or anything like that, but I definitely think that it deserves a conversation. So I'm going to have that conversation with you all. Let's see who's on here before we get started. Candy, what's up with you? Brother Reggie, Diane, I am doing fabulous. No complaints. Brother Reggie, yes, you are on time today. You're not walking a dog or nothing. One who cares. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Brother Don, my triple OG moderator. Volvo, what's going on with you? Long time no see. Mike, nice in the building as well. Alex, how are you? He says, why are you not surprised? Yeah, it's not really surprising, is it? But it's irritating, I think, to say the least, right? Yusuf, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. T. Austin, what is up? Soto, Priscilla, Jersey City. Douglas, hope you're doing well. He says, we need a whole new reset on Black Caucus. You ain't lying. Sister Sharon, what's going on with you? Al B. Chill and Bro Goo. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. Before I came on here, it took me a couple of moments because you know how you feel like you need to sneeze, but you can't. So I was like, okay, or maybe I don't have to sneeze. And so every time I was going to press live, I was like, no, I got to sneeze. So I was like, forget it. Hopefully I won't have to sneeze while I'm talking. Saint LLC, how you doing? Long time no see. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it for the sake of time. Anyway, Super Patriot, I was on Twitter and I saw this post from Yvette Clarke, who is the chairwoman of the Congressional Black Caucus. Now, she is of a Jamaican heritage, if you will. So she's first generation Jamaican American. Her parents were born in Jamaica. Okay. So what else? Let's see. She is serving as a U.S. representative for New York's 9th Congressional District. She's been there since 2013. Obviously, she's a member of the Democratic Party. Now, she first entered Congress in 2007, representing New York's 11th Congressional District until it got redistricted, right? So some things changed around. Now, yesterday was Jamaican's Independence Day. Now, on July 19th, 1962, the Parliament of the United Kingdom passed the Jamaican Independence Act, granting independence as of August 6th, with the Queen remaining head of state. So they're like, you're free, but the Queen's still gonna be all up in the mix, right? And it says on that day, the Union Jack was ceremonially lowered and replaced by the Jamaican flag throughout the country. So I guess they allowed the flag to go up. All right. She is very pro-immigrant. I want to tell y'all that she's very pro-immigrant. I even saw a post of her. She was having an interview with somebody, and she was like, well, New York, we can absorb all of the immigrants, right? And she says, plus, I need more people to help with the redistricting. So it's like, all right. So she's very pro-immigration, pro-DACA, and all that other stuff. But this is what I saw that made me just irritated. Here we go.
With immense pride, honor, and respect that I extend to you my heartfelt greetings on the occasion of the 63rd anniversary of the independence of the abundantly blessed nation of Jamaica, her people, and our diaspora. I am Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, and I proudly represent New York's 9th Congressional District, known for its very diverse communities in central and southwest Brooklyn, New York, and is commonly referred to as the 15th parish of Jamaica. I am also chairwoman of the historic United States Congressional Black Caucus for the 119th session of Congress, as well as a braggadocious, boasty, unapologetically proud Jamaican American. There's no doubt that the indelible impact of Jamaican culture and the legendary work ethic, not to mention the enormous intellectual, creative, and innovative contributions that continue to be made by diasporan families in the development of the United States, that the Rock has produced some extraordinary people who are capable of blazing a trail of excellence. Jamaican Americans have done their part in the shaping of American civil society, and Jamaica continues to punch above her weight, or as we say, with liquor, but with talawa. Jamaica must give thanks to the ancestors for the DNA that has enabled a nation of strong people, strong in will and strong in faith. And history continues to record that the presence of the diaspora, Jamaicans, their descendants, who've made tremendous contributions in service, entrepreneurship, and finances, continue to have a profound impact on the land of their birth, as well as the communities they serve and support nationwide right here in the United States. History is recording our profound impact on societies overall. Wherever Jamaicans have found themselves in the world, they have made their presence known through their sheer brilliance. Happy 63rd Independence Day, Jamaica. May the people of the island nation of Jamaica and their government continue to strive toward a unity of purpose and continue to build upon the legacy of tenacity, ingenuity, courage, and bravery that is so widely known by people the world over. One love, bless up, and walk good.
All right, we're going to remove her. Give me 1 second. All right. So y'all heard all of that, right? She was like bold and unashamed and brazen, all of that other stuff. Right now, I should also say that she chairs the Congressional Caribbean Caucus as well. And we're going to get into all that in just a second. And hello to everybody that's come on here. I'll get back into the comment section in just a second. All right, so y'all heard all that she said about, Jamaican Independence Day. Now, as I was listening to that, and I've listened to it a few times, I'm like, did the Queen give them independence in America or in Jamaica? Because, and I'm like a lot of y'all, I love our Jamaican brothers and sisters. No shade to nobody. This is not what this is about. But why you ain't go over there and do all of that? Why you doing that all over here? Anyway, so I, was on her page on X, just kind of curious to see what she was about. Then I happened upon this. Hopefully y'all can see it. But basically, that is her homage to Juneteenth. And she says, wishing you happy Juneteenth. Let this day be a reminder of the sacrifices and the gains that our ancestors fought and died for. Today is a time of remembrance, reflection, and celebrating the resilience of our communities, our leadership, and our story. Our history is American history. The oppression and freedom of our people is a truth that can never be erased. To those who may try, no, we will never rest in our struggle for equality and justice. Our fight continues. Now, you see, she gave that little something, but it was watered down, right? That thing that I showed y'all was almost 3 minutes long, right? She was she's professing her love for Jamaica as she should. I don't know. Maybe she should do it in Jamaica. Now, I don't want to discount the Jamaican Americans, just Jamaicans, right? That are over here. But it's like, who is this R that we're speaking of, Miss Clarke? Because your lineage is in Jamaica. So I'm thinking for a lot of people who will see this, are they going to see it and say, oh, yes, oh, that's wonderful? Are they going to say, wait a minute now, where's this R and how did you get in the R? How did you get an R card? You know what I mean? So anyway, right, Brother Reggie R. Let me take this down. All right. So then I was like, let me look at the congressional caucuses. What do you call it? Mission statements, if you will. Okay. So there's two of them up here. One on my left is a Congressional Caribbean Caucus, and it says and I paid close attention. Now, it's a bipartisan group within the U.S. Congress that focuses on strengthening relations between the United States and Caribbean nations, dedicated to fostering strong diplomatic, economic, and cultural ties. The co-chairs of the caucuses are Congresswomen Yvette Clarke, Maxine Waters, and Stacey Plaskett. It advocates for policies that support regional stability, trade, disaster preparedness, and the well-being of Caribbean American communities. The caucus also works to ensure that the interests of the Caribbean are represented in U.S. policy. And then it has some of the goals down there, and it all speaks to Caribbeans. Okay, now let's come over here to the Congressional Black Caucus, and I guess maybe they're talking about us. And it says, since its establishment in 1971, the Congressional Black Caucus, CBC, has been committed to using the full constitutional power, statutory authority, and financial resources of the federal government to ensure that African Americans and other marginalized communities, y'all see how I highlighted that? Because I always talk about that, don't I? And y'all can see here, it does say African Americans and other marginalized communities. But I'm going to stop right there. Now, you heard me read the Congressional Caribbean Caucus. Did it say anything about other marginalized communities? Martians, anybody? It said no, Caribbean or Caribbean American. Didn't say Hispanics. It didn't say none of it, because that's what marginalized means. Everybody else who's like a minority, right? Going on. Okay, it says in the United States have the opportunity to achieve the American dream. The caucus is chaired by Congresswoman Yvette Clarke. As a part of this commitment, the CBC has fought for the past 50 years to empower these citizens. Who are these citizens? African Americans and other marginalized communities, okay? And address their legislative concerns by pursuing a policy agenda that includes, but is not limited to, and I'd read them all to you, but you can see it, but it includes everybody else. Let's see. It says, reforming the criminal justice system and eliminating barriers to reentry. Well, it's not just us that are criminals, right? That speaks to everybody else. But I'm looking through here because I don't want to waste any more time. I don't see anything about Black people specifically. Now I'll go down to the second to the last. It says expanding access to capital contracts and counseling for minority-owned businesses. And hold on, let me move this thing here. So, because it's important that I see it. It says promoting U.S. foreign policy initiatives in Africa and other countries that are consistent with the fundamental rights of human dignity. Now, it didn't hardly say anything about Black Americans at all. Only thing it said about Black Americans, kind of sort of roundabout, is when it said African Americans, right? That was the only thing that you saw, right? So I'm going to move this. So with all of that being said, I think that I've done a good job of highlighting the disrespect of the Congressional Black Caucus, specifically by that of Yvette Clarke. She was all flags ablazing yesterday for Jamaican Independence Day, but a little blurb for Juneteenth, which is neither here or there for me, I'll be honest with you. But then she used the word "or," like, you know, her ancestors were freed off of those plantations on June 19th. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of cosplaying going on there. But as I always say, too, Yvette has been there since 2007, 2013, depending on what district you think about. Why does she keep getting elected? Now, it should be said that her district is comprised of, it says Blacks, Caribbean, and Jewish. So there's a mixture there. I don't know exactly what the percentages are, but do Black Americans that live in her district, is Brooklyn, Flatbush, and all of that, do they know how she feels about them? Now, of course, she says that she's for reparations, but she's for the study. Okay, she's for the study. And I've looked at her record to see, what she's passed and all of that. And it's a lot of studies and championing and supporting, that kind of stuff, but nothing really specifically for Black Americans as she chairs the Congressional Black Caucus. So we have to be careful that and make sure that we go to the state and local elections, because that's how she got in on the state level. We got to be careful as to who we vote for, and we need to vet them, see where they've been, see where they're going, especially in regards to us, because a lot of times they get us to vote for them and they get in there and they take care of everybody else. She's chairing 2 caucuses. One, she's very specific about Caribbean, Black Americans, or African Americans, as they say. It's got to be merged with marginalized people, and it talks about everybody else but Black Americans. So I'm going to get into the comment section and see what you guys have to say. And do you think she's been disrespectful? Maybe I'm off. Anyway, going all the way back, because I want to acknowledge everybody. Welcome. Okay. I think that I stopped here. L, how you doing? Carrie, what's going on with you? JR, how you doing? It says DMV, we in the building. Yes, indeed. Buck Horse, how you doing? Yusuf, he says, don't spare the people who are not Black Americans and bootlicks, warrior sister. I just put it out there and then we'll have a conversation about it, right? Because I think it's disrespectful. I mean, you could have very easily, Jamaica ain't that far, right? Especially from New York. You could have went over there and all that you needed to do, but you talking about all the stuff all up over here. It's just weird to me, Ursa, how you doing? Let's see. Skipping down. Yusuf says, give the Jamaicans a pat on the head. What? Ursa says she was Black until she wasn't. Didn't she know she was Jamaican until you said you didn't know she was Jamaican until lately? Yeah, I didn't know either. And I would keep it a buck. A lot of people probably didn't know until she started saying certain things. And of course, people started digging off into her background. And it's like, oh, okay, well, no wonder why you move the way you do, Chunky Keys, how you doing? Says they starving in Jamaica. The F, well, it's not what she was saying, Marlon, how you doing? Maxwell, you says, and how you doing? Says she's diabolical. The entire CBC needs to lose their seats. They are dangerous. Absolutely. And Marlon says FBA 1. Jersey Rick, you say, you mean immigrant caucus? Yeah, that's what it is for the most part, right? They advocate for everybody else. I mean, even in the last couple of months, they spent a lot of time advocating for immigrants who are illegal, right? Black Americans, we always, for whatever reason, take a back seat. Thunder, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Laverne, what is going on with you? Diane says it appears she is an ambassador for Jamaica, and that's fair. She should be, but when you're going to be an ambassador for the caucus that you chair? I'm just asking. Super Patriot says, I love my Caribbean people, but no. Macklin, how you doing? Says blazing path of destruction. Yep, she used those words, not destruction, but brazen or blazing, one of those. Kevin, how you doing? Says all these politicians only care about getting reelected, nothing more. I hope she gets a primary challenge. She won't. I mean, because does she know she needs to be challenged? Does anybody know that she needs to be challenged? Or are they just like, it's the name, Yvette's all right with me. Yvette, she ain't done me nothing. You know what I mean? Let's see. Saint LLC says, I want to throw up listening to this. Polo Styles, how you doing? Says they haven't developed ish. Y'all heard her. I didn't say it, she did. Chunky Key says, get all them out of office immediately. Yeah, we got to show up to the polls during the state and local elections. We're too wrapped up into the federal, which is cool, right? But the state and local is where it counts. That's where they keep getting in. The lowest turnout of probably all elections, right? And so usually they get in because people don't really show up, or the people who do show up is like, probably really pro that person. Usually seniors, they are pretty good at showing up, but everybody else, we don't too much get involved. When I say we, I just mean collectively. until it's like a national election. Sunlight, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let me skip down a little bit so I could catch up, so I am not behind. But of course, she says, no, we're not going to deport people that look like us. We're going to check their when they are wrong, period. All right now. And AM PDM 1, how you doing? He says, how long is this speech? It was kind of long, but you know. Mr. KJ Smooth, how you doing? Says, not really. Okay. Skipping down, the holy FBA code XTV1. How you doing? Says, what the F? EW, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Miles, how you doing? Laverne says, they know who to give a platform to. Yeah, she's using it. Douglas, did I say hello? If not hello, it says, do y'all see how this Jamaican woman looks after her people? Mexicans look after their people. Mexicans, you said, Africans look after Africans, etc. Now, we are FBA speakers in the black. I think you meant where are the FBA speakers in the Black Caucus for us? I'll wait. Well, per the term FBA Foundational Black Americans, there are some there, right? Some Black Americans, they're not very good at it. Because isn't Jasmine Crockett Black American FBA? As far as I know, right, it's quite a few of them, but they're, immigrant, just that and the other. Let us in those, ICE detention centers and all that other stuff, but rarely anything about Black Americans. Last time I heard somebody say anything specifically about Black Americans is, I always want to call her something I shouldn't. Ayanna Presley, I think that's her name. She was saying that we should get $3 trillion in reparations, but that's the last thing I heard about it, anything specifically. So, we're on the back burner again. Brother Reddy says a bunch of congressional babble. Yep. Mr. KJ says the Congressional Black Caucus need to be disbanded. Yeah, or call themselves something else, right? And they even have, this is the crazy part, they even have a Congressional Multicultural Caucus. But it's like, ain't that the same thing as the Congressional Black Caucus? Because y'all say African Americans and other marginalized communities, but you have a multicultural one too. So they got some people who double dipping and triple dipping, depending on who you are. So yeah, I agree with you. Magni says Babylicious. 48 TCO, how you doing? Says, how about celebrate FBA, aka Black American things in America, celebrate independence of Jamaica and Jamaica? Yeah, that's what I thought. I just thought it was weird. It's like you're doing all that here. And I know there's, Jamaican Americans here, but, it's almost kind of like she wove the things that they had going on in Jamaica with the things over here. It was just weird. Very weird. And maybe it's just me. Who else haven't I seen just going down? Juggernaut, how you doing? Says talkers for everyone else but us, leeching off FBAs that built this country, whitewashing ADOS legacy and acting like them outside people who aren't Black American built this country off the sweat of their backs. Please. Yeah. I think you summed it up pretty good. Because especially when she said that about Juneteenth, it's like, who is this? Are you talking about? You don't have lineage to slavery. So what are you talking about? Did somebody else write that for you? Because sometimes they have staffers who, write things for them and okay, that looks good. Put it up there. But it's like, did you purposely do that to be misleading? Because you don't have any lineage to slavery. That's disrespectful. Because the minute one of us, say something in regards to us having ties to something we don't somewhere else, then people gonna let us know about it. And I just think that's really weird. Jay, how you doing? Says, good evening, Sister K. It's FBA fault because we keep letting in our communities, and it's nothing wrong for taking up and doing for our own people. What about our agendas? Yeah. And we really have to drive that point home. Especially when they come into the churches and all the other places they want our votes. And they say, hey, we got some dry fish from the fish fries. Like, that's nice. I'm not hungry. But what are you going to do specifically for Black Americans? Because we know what y'all do for everybody else. But what about us? That needs to be the question. And hold them to it, as Dr. Claude Anderson said, contractually. Meshka, how you doing? Yeah, Thunder R car. Mexico says, as usual, everyone wants to ride our backs because they think we're about to get something. Yeah, and deep down inside, they don't want Black Americans to get reparations. They do not. No, they don't. Ursula, he says, my friend sent me an email about the Jamaican independence. He said their own country, they can delineate when they so choose, but we can't be proud of our lineage. Yeah, and that's unfortunate. Whenever we do talk about delineation, people kind of get uneasy. And it's like, delineation doesn't mean we hate y'all. It actually means we love us. That's all it means. I mean, some other things, but for some reason, people think, oh, you're against us. It's like, nah, that would be the wrong focus. To be not want to be with you per se because we're against you. Now, some people we are, right? But that's not the main focus. The focus is we love us. Yeah, Diane, why is she not in Jamaica? Absolutely. He said the Chinese people over there pushing him around. African Native, how you doing? Skipping down. Brother Reddy says, I thought supervillain Anaya Presley was the head. See, you wrong. Head, quote unquote, of the CBC, pun intended. Maybe she's not anymore. I know they had a few, but Yvette Clarke seems to be the one right now. She's a busy lady. She's actually on quite a few caucuses as I was doing my research. So maybe that's why she's not focused. 4-Day TCO says, I don't want the jerk chicken coconuts. You better stop. Abrafo, how you doing? Says the Chinese own Jamaica, so they don't have an island anymore. There's a lot of people in Jamaica that's doing whatever they want, right? And everywhere, to be honest with you. Soto says, I didn't have an issue with her upping. I didn't have an issue with her upping Jamaica, but I'm looking at her sideways with our freedoms from slavery, though. Yeah, y'all can go on her page and see that tweet. Dominique, how you doing? Says, I'm not sure why it's so hard to understand that Blackness, including Black American culture, has always been global. People were constantly brought between the West Indies and Charleston, South Carolina, the largest slave port in America. We have always been one, despite what West Indians think, despite what Black Americans think. The political divisiveness is so colonial. And I would agree with your last point. It is colonial, but is it divisiveness? Because when I hear divisiveness, and trust me, that's not what I'm on. I'm not on, the divisiveness that we've seen, but is it divisiveness or is it, hey, we just need to call a thing at this point? Because again, Black Americans, we've been told to delineate, separate for a very long time. And now we're really having that conversation. Sometimes it goes off in the left field. I will admit that, but we need to start having that conversation. It's not a new one. It's been around for a very long time. It's just kind of being talked about more and more in the open without shame. But when other people hear that we're doing that, it's almost like they want to cast shame on Black Americans for saying, hey, we need to circulate our own money. We need to build our own businesses. Make sure we have politicians that are going to be about us too. We know we can't just have somebody that's just about us, but about us too. And we're not even getting the two part of it. We're not getting anything specifically. So I hear what you're saying. And we try not to be from a colonial mindset because that's not good for nobody. Spider-Man, how you doing? Says the Black Caucus are traitors and we allow it. Vote for FBAs that will replace this lady. Yeah, and vote for FBAs, Black Americans, because there's some in there. But they not doing nothing either. So, we're not going to be disingenuous to say, and I'm not saying this about you, but we're not going to be disingenuous to say, oh, it's just people, immigrants, who are Black that are over here in politics. Nah, it's the FBAs, it's the Black, it's all of that. They not doing anything either. They're participating in benign neglect of Black Americans as well. Are they not? I'm just asking. King Shaw, how you doing? Says Dr. Claude Anderson warned us about that people of color were the marginalized that kicks FBAs off and take care of everyone else's agenda but ours. Sure did. Sister Shirley, how you doing? Skipping down, making sure I see everybody before I start over. Lynette, hope you're doing well. And Laverne says another plant indeed. Who else? T also says she's very disrespectful as always. Diane, hope you're doing well. Shan, what's up? It says, heck yeah, she's being disrespectful, very disrespectful. They need to stop doing that crap to the FBA unless join together to get or get the freak out the way. I think that's what you're saying. Yeah, but a lot of that is on us. A lot of it is on us because we have been very apathetic in regards to politics. And, in a way I understand it. It's understandable. We're like, what good does it do? Voting doesn't do any good. And some will argue that it doesn't. Now, to take the argument further, it doesn't do any good if we're not voting the right way. See, if you listen to the Democrats and all the shields, you gotta vote, you gotta vote, you gotta vote. They only go hard in the paint like that unless you're voting for a Democrat. But the minute you say, okay, you're right, I have to vote, but I'm gonna vote somewhere else. So why you want to do that? And no, right? So you have to make sure you're voting the right way for the right candidate, not because they look black, not because they talk black, but you gotta walk black, you gotta write black, all of that. Because the lip service, anybody can do that. Eminem's been doing it, and all of the other, people who are white that sound black. So you got to be acting that way for sure. Jerron, how you doing? Says it never stops. Sister Shirley says the government has made ADOS, FBA, Freeman a permanent underclass and planning on keeping that way. They were until Trump and Tom Homan got up in there. Again, I'm not saying I like everything that they're doing, but when Kamala, she was going to go into office, the final nail, as far as Black Americans, they was going to lower the casket, throw the dirt on. We were done for sure with her because she was going to keep on. But Trump, some will argue he's racist. I'll bite. But sending people back to where they're supposed to go, that helps us. So, yeah. All right, skipping down 48 TCOU and these coconuts. Lanita, how you doing? Says we the voter must clean our house with the CBC first. It says first of anyone who is not stomping for FBA. Yeah, and just like I said, put the word "to" on there, right? Black Americans too. But Black Americans are like, what about us? We don't even get the "to" part of it, but everybody else get the "to" when it comes to our stuff. So that's got to stop. Brother Reddy says, in my Eric Mays voice, RIP to him, he says, people got to stop blindly voting. Straight ticket and do some research on these clown candidates. Yep. Holla, how you doing? African Native says, any Blacks living in the U.S. and disrespecting Black Americans is not speaking on behalf of his group, but for self. No amalgamate here. Got you. Asarte, how you doing? Says Shalom, beloved family. Philly in the building. Yes, indeed. Lanita, thank you so much for that. Love and appreciate you for the super sticker. Yes, indeed. Carrie says a person with only at least 4 generations in America should be able to run for office. You know what? I like that idea. I like that. Black Jesus. BMG. Thank you so much. I love and appreciate you for that. It says her and her flag go help fix Jamaica. Yeah, it's like, why are you over here doing all that? And again, I'm not trying to disrespect. I know quite a few lovely people from Jamaica. So this is not any dig on them. It's really an admonishment to her, because it's like you over here, you're the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, but all right, start doing some chairwoman work for Black Americans because that's what it's for. But again, it's for other marginalized people too. So that means never us, right? Judite, how you doing? Says, well, you got a microphone, get to work. She's obviously not afraid. So you say, well, she, who are you talking about? You talking about me? Thank you so much, African Native. I appreciate you for that. Thank you. Albie Chill says, where is the Caribbean? Kuntan Daniels to tell them they don't need no handouts and to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. So is he Caribbean or is he Black American? Because I heard he's Black American, but then I've also heard he wasn't. So which is it? Exactly. Anton Daniels, y'all know who he is. Delano, how you doing? Says CBC is full of shoe shiner and biscuit holders. Oh, damn. Ursula, he says Puerto Ricans Hispanic Latinos around the 2000s. Also, she was writing with FBAs until Hispanics became the largest minority. So you talk about Yvette D. Clarke, okay? Because it says in her district is primarily blacks. This is what it said: blacks, Caribbean, and Jewish. So I'm not sure how many Puerto Ricans are over there, but Puerto Ricans also, some of them consider themselves to be black. Brother Reggie says Jasmine Wig Jr. only uses black people to get votes, but her focus is illegals and the alphabet gang. Yeah, I've seen her out there romping and stomping because, you know, she's Congresswoman from Texas and her district is in danger, right? So I saw her out there calling Trump and them names and all that. So she's resurfaced. She's not in the church anymore. Phyllis, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. GM South Carolina, how you doing? It says, why does FBA want laws that are only for FBA? The only laws I know that are only for FBA were the Black Codes, Jim Crow laws. It says, why do we? Because everybody else gets stuff for them. We can't have one. As it said, the Constitution, you know, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment belongs to us. And that's not necessarily all that. I mean, even the 14th Amendment is up for scrutiny now because you know, immigrants want to use it, and Democrats are saying, well, it's for immigrants. So it's like, well, it's originally for, you know, freed black people who were freed out of slavery and their children. But now it's not even a conversation about us. So what can we have? I guess that's the question. What should Black Americans have specifically for us? And I'm going to see what you guys say in the comment section because I'm curious. Tracy, how you doing? What's going on? She says, why are you talking about Jamaican? Then apologize if you're going to do that. Don't talk about them. I'm not sure what that even means, but how you doing? Negroes, how you doing? Says the entire Jamaican population is only 1.2 million here. Got you. Laverne says, we're taking off the back burner. Says we're taking off. Hopefully they'll do it soon, if not now, right? The Holy FBA says, Demetri K, your hair is fly and natural looking like a real FBA queen. Well, thank you so much. Today is wash day, so I just kind of put it up. But thank you. Barrett, how you doing? Says ice forever. What? Okay. Skipping down. Who haven't I seen? Andre, how you doing? Says delineate. FBA, we run America. We are America. Okay. Definitely. Molly Cakes, hope you're doing well. Narma, what is up? He says, peace and knowledge to the leaders of the Black race, Black Americans. Lady Diane, I hope that you're doing well. Sonovia, what's going on with you? Peace and love to you as well. Easy E in the building. Hope you're having a great day. It's hot today, isn't it? JD Caldwell, what's going on with you? Says, no mention of what Black freemen did for the Jamaicans trying to erase FBA people struggle, make it make sense. Yeah, but that's nothing new, right? That they've been trying to do that. And it's not just the Republicans or your Trump type people. It's some in the Democrats too. You know, they'll give us a little honorable mention here and there, but they're not really fighting for us as hard as they're fighting for everybody else. They'll fight for stuff for us like statues and hip hop holidays, you know, things like that, but nothing that's really substantial, you know? So, yeah. All right. Who else haven't I seen? And Brother Jonell in the building. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Bot, how you doing? He says Jamaica was a part of the slave trade. They were in Jamaica. Am I wrong? Nobody said that they weren't part of the slave trade. Where did we say that? They absolutely were. They were different boat stop, right? But our boat stopped here. And the people that got off of the boat begrudgingly here, we want our money. Okay? Please and thank you. Well, how you doing? Andre says FBA dollars will stay with FBA since the world doesn't appreciate it. Well, it's supposed to be doing that, right? That's what we've been told to do. Yeah, the Holy FBA said I should run for office. I'd be there a whole day, and they've been done kidnap me or something. You know, people say that to me, and it's not something I ever thought about doing. I don't really like telling people what to do per se, or I don't know. I never even thought about it. Takes a lot of money for sure. Judai says, it's all BS. These same Negroes are giving, it says, African content creator loads to go check, but y'all FBAs, I'm watching. Okay. Ernest, how you doing? Hope that you are well. Just going down. Okay. Diablo, I think that's how your name is, because it's got a whole lot of stars and stuff in it. Says, this Congressional Black Caucus chair, is she Caribbean Jamaican? Yes, she is. First generation Jamaican American. So her parents were born in Jamaica, and it sounds like her mom was a congresswoman or something like that as well. She was in politics too. So it's the family business. Jay says the CBC never invite the Nation of Islam. Oh, come on now. In those meetings, has anyone realized that? Yeah, I guess you make a good point. Now, of course, the Nation of Islam, via that of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, a whole bunch of them, they have had conversations with politicians, all the time. But as far as inviting them in, they ain't gonna want them in because they're not gonna want to do what they recommend, right? The Nation of Islam is going to be about that of the Black man and woman in America. Congressional Black Caucus, not so much, but it's not a bad idea. FBA or nothing. How you doing? Says, when people say FBA is a group, not a lineage, realize that you can call yourself Black Americans, but adding foundational makes it sound much better. Yeah, and it's a personal choice to anybody who wants to do that. To me, it's all the same. Black American. I've always called myself Black. Few times, I guess African American, you have to check off something on the application, but I never had an issue with the term Black, and I don't have an issue with the term Black American. For those who want to use FBA, it's beautiful and all right with me. So I got you though. Shan says, Toyota of color, we are African Americans, no Black Americans. I don't even know what Toyota of color means. Is that a typo? Reek, oh my, how you doing? It says she called Brooklyn the 15th parish of Jamaica. Yes, did. He says, shaking my damn head. The audacity of these people. We are a nation of borders. Jamaica is a third world country. They are not us and we are not them. Yes, and they are part of the diaspora, if you will. But yeah, to say that they're the 15th is like, lady, come on now. You're doing too much. Panama Black, how you doing? Says FBA's vote for their slave masters. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This FBA people in Congress that do absolutely nothing for Black Americans. Nothing. I'm pretty sure James Clyburn is, FBA, right? Black American. And what has he done for a Negro anywhere other than fish fry? What has he done? So we have to keep that in mind. Fellow Tavius, hi, how you doing? You say voting for free stuff and Obama phones got us here. Well, that phone is actually Bush, from the Bush era. So it's actually not even an Obama phone, but for whatever reason, people started calling it Obama. But if I'm not mistaken, it's a Bush era thing, not Obama, but yeah, people know it as Obama. Because especially a lot of times Republicans like say Obama phones is like, no, y'all people came up with that. All right, so skipping down, Brother Jonell, he says, God bless the child that's got his own. So that's why our Black unity is fought against, because everything of majority of others is built on Black disunity, Black degradation, and Black self-hate. Sober up, do the math. Now imagine the fruit and wealth of Black unity. That's real Black empowerment. Absolutely. 1000% Black unity in every way you can imagine. Totally. I just going down. Black America. How you doing? It says, what's going on the Black side of YouTube today? Everything. Why aren't you here all the time? You should be here all the time. And where you be at? What side of YouTube do you be on? I'm scared to ask. Brother Samuel, how you doing? It says, I don't believe Black politicians believe they can make any changes that are not marginal gains for Black people and thus are really in it for the money. Their education frames this thinking. Absolutely. They know how to tell Black Americans, hey, yes, this, that, and the other. But then they get in there and they say, I said that. I did. Like Maxine Waters, she was, dying on the hill of reparations. She was gonna go and, when she first started out, and it was like, I ain't heard her say nothing about reparations in a long time. This was like what, the 90s or something like that, and maybe early 2000s she was talking like that. But so yeah, they talk a good game. Norma says with Kamala there, it says Kamala there in New York City would have been like California. Black cities would be completely firebombed by South Americans. Ooh, well, I'm glad she didn't get in for that. Brother Sam says politics without economics is symbolism without substance. There you go. Soto says that's the problem with some FBAs on that Kamala trip. Yep. There's a lot of FBAs. That was Team Kamala. Albie says we're just starting to wake up out of a long psyops induced by radio, television, amongst other things. Yep. Brother Jonell says the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, if you want black owned, buy black owned. Yeah. Put the money in black owned businesses, and then we can wash, rinse, repeat. But we've heard that a million times, right? And here we are still. Terry, how you doing? Says happy FBA today, hoping everybody is doing good. I cannot complain. Gary, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Just going down, see who I haven't seen. Black Americans, okay, you're talking to somebody else. African Native says some states are starting to implement the hate crime bills to protect Black Americans from violent whites. And what states are those? If you don't mind me asking, because I'm interested. Patrice, hope you're doing well. Who's recovering from a St. Louis tornado? Was there a tornado in St. Louis recently? Brandon, how you doing? And who is that, if you don't mind me asking? Are you talking about Anton Daniels? Brother Reggie says, no, Anton Daniels is Black American. He's actually from my hometown. That's what I thought. I thought he was from, here. He's got lineage in America. I don't know. Gary says, I read the title, and that's the reason why I don't vote for Black immigrants, and I researched the candidates before voting. That's what we should be doing. We don't. It's the name, they look Black, and we've been taught a lot of times what? Well, I'm voting for the Black candidate. Why? Because they Black. You don't know what they've been up to, what their policies are, what they want to do. No, just they Black. And then we got people in there 20, 30, 40 years because they Black. And they ain't done nothing for Black people. Tommy, how you doing? Says that video shared about having room for immigrants in her district was very telling. So you saw the one that I saw as well of the Democrat Party agenda, which is to dilute FBA political influence because soon we will be making a demand for our votes. Yeah. So you saw it as well. Well, she was like, we can absorb the immigrants. And plus, I need more people to help with redistricting. So, yeah, she said the very quiet part very loudly. Sure did. Black America says, Miss D, I know you're not talking about Anton Daniels. I'm not talking about him. Somebody else mentioned him. I care. And I don't want to say I don't care about him. I don't know him. But I'm not into his content. He sits up there from when if I ever see him come up on my timeline. He just sitting there looking at other people's content and he's reacting like so original, right? But I don't think anything about Anton Daniels at all. King Noble said Anton Daniels too busy grinning at Fleece. What? Oh, did he interview him? The dude who was like, I like booty, the dude that was in prison. Easy says, Columbia University deeply immersed in slave trade is paying reparation $21 million to all their Zionist staff and students that were offended by the Palestinian protests on campus. I think UCLA is as well. Harvard. And there's another one that's doing the same thing. Tyrone, did I say hello? If not hello, it says, when Black immigrants say FBA are denying their African DNA, they are gaslighting. We never deny our DNA, but we are culturally different from Africans. I can dig it. Let's see. Brother Jonell says, we our future can't afford our way of doing the same old and expecting different results. We must motion the way of free thinking, independent people far beyond the ways of doing of our colonizers. Organize. Black unity is Black empowerment all day. Brother Reddy says, wait, Jasmine Dunn already gave up the church grip. Yeah, she's back. Remember, she said she's leaving the Democrat Party. I'm just done with them because they were done with her. I guess they said she's not a team player. So she was like, well, I'm going to take my ball and go home and I'm just going to go to the church. But she's back. She's back. You know, they need her, I guess. And they were all standing behind her. So in a way, it's kind of messed up. It's like you said, she's not a team player. But now she's coming out there and she's rah, 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 rah. And they're all standing behind her. So, but she wants to be used. That's her business. Tracy says, on the phone with children. Oh, okay, be right back. All right, I hope everything is good. All right, so let's go down. Tommy says, free healthcare education minimum. Okay, Brother Damon, how are you doing? Brother Don says, when the 13th and 14th Amendments were written, they weren't here. So how is it for them as well? Yeah, well, you know, they didn't hijacked it. Lady Diana says reparations and the hate crime bill. Yeah, we should at least get those, right? Laverne says autonomy is what I think we need. Yep, we do need that. But every time we try to do it, here they come. But yeah, we definitely need that. And we've been told to keep pursuing that. Paul Styles says a couple of states give us Washington and Oregon and cash reparations. Do we want Oregon and Washington? Andre says FBAs don't vote for no Democrats or Republicans until they pay us our reparations. That is the greatest power that we have, and we must hold on to it. I can dig it. The old God, how you doing? Says, and once again, we don't want laws just for us or pay taxes and don't get fair treatment. There you go. We need something specifically for us. Black Americans, says Miss D, Black Americans don't deserve anything. We need to work for everything we have. Okay. Well, I see you've been on some other sides of YouTube. All right. Reek, it says Yvette Clarke and Ilhan Omar need to be removed from office because of their allegiance to a foreign nation on video. So you talk about Ilhan, Somalia, right? And Yvette, Jamaica. All right, so let me skip down. Who haven't I seen? Reverend Green, how you doing? Says $750 reward for every fugitive illegal, yet 1,000 rewards for illegals who self-deport. That is now fair. So that's what they're getting. Or if you turn somebody in, you get $750. But if they turn themselves in, I did hear about them getting money to self-deport. That's crazy, but clearly they have the money. Miles, thank you so much for that. Love and appreciate you. Says, what is FBA? It's Foundational Black Americans. Foundational Black Americans, which means that we are original, right? The descendants of slavery, or so yeah, our ancestors, our lineage goes back to slavery. That's what that means. So, and it goes back, you know, several generations. So you have some people who are let's say Jamaican American. So let's say their mom and dad were born in Jamaica, or even their grandparents, right? So they're considered to be kind of like Jamaican American, not necessarily foundational Black American or Black American with lineage, roots, blood in the soil from slavery. So I hope that clears that up. I'm sure somebody else has already told you. Samantha, beautiful kindness, goodness. How are you? Says, what happened? I got on YouTube and saw this. He says, Kwesi Moon, I always have a hard time saying his name, but had a town hall meeting in Baltimore. Okay, how many Blacks knew about it to discuss immigration? You're right. We have to stay plugged in. We have to. So you're absolutely right. A lot of times we don't know until something happens, right? Like I said, I've gone to city council meetings, and I've seen some of us show up complaining about something that's already being built in the community. They'll say, I don't want no weed shop in the community. Why y'all bringing that there? It's like it should have been at the city planning meeting when they were talking about it. When the people who own the weed shop was like, listen, we'd love to set up a weed shop here in this community on the street. And the planning committee says, well, okay, where were we then? To say, nah, we don't want y'all setting that up in here. See, we got to stop being reactive and start being proactive. And that's showing up. So we can say, oh, if y'all put that in this neighborhood, you're gone, right? Lisa, too, how you doing? Say, yeah, it's hot, 103 in San Antonio. It's pretty hot here. It is. Easy says, let that anti-troll software go to work. What? All right, I'm going all the way down to the bottom. So, because I got 6 minutes. And I did not realize that. Yes, FOI, the mighty FOI. Brandon, how you doing? Mary, what's going on with you? Says ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery. Yep, that's what that is. Okay, Black America. I don't know what part of YouTube you was on, but you might need to go back over there. Brother Stephen, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. And tell your wife I said hello. Says Demetra, it's crazy. We are the least wanted, but the most wanted. Crazy work. Yeah, most wanted to show up and check off the box so everybody else get help, but the least wanted, and anybody wanting to do anything specifically for us. And it's not something we're asking because some people say it's a handout. It's something that we've earned via our ancestors due to the original sin of slavery that has never been atoned for. Jim Crow, all those black towns, Black Wall Street, Slocum, Allentown, or it wasn't burnt down, but it's kind of no longer there. It's in California, Northern California. Did I say you Slocums and Lake Lanier, all those places. Those are black towns, and they were destroyed by people, you know, who didn't want it there. So that we're not asking for something that does not belong to us. Those things were taken. All those towns that were black towns, black people fled for their very lives with the clothes on their backs. And they didn't get to go back and say, okay, well, I know you guys burnt the whole town down, but this plot right here, it belonged to me. No, it was stolen from them, completely stolen, because they were afraid to go back, right? And so when we say we want reparations, we want to repair, right, for what was done to us, a lot of people say, well, why do you deserve it? Because even though I wasn't a slave, or I wasn't in Jim Crow, especially when it was, you know, at its height or whatever, and some say it still is, I didn't get that generational wealth. It wasn't passed down to me because it was stolen, just like most of us who have are descendants of slavery. That it was completely stolen from us. So when we're asking for reparations and everything else, it's something that is owed to us. So yeah. Samantha, he says those people in their born in 1970, 80, 90, 2000, 2010 still fighting, and others take advantage and curse us for the beautiful rights they enjoy. And I should have read your comment. Janice, how you doing? Blessings to you as well. See everybody's comments, but I want to make sure I just read everybody's before I leave. Only Us, how you doing? Says Clybourne, he uplifted his daughter, and that's all. Yep, sure did. And told us, you know, then he say Obama was reparations or something crazy. Extreme X, how you doing? Says, yeah, you voted for Joe Biden. Who? I didn't vote for Joe Biden. Maybe somebody else did. 5-star, 5-point star. How you doing? Says Jamaicans fled Jamaica to America for the green card and USD dollar. He says this tells you America is a safer country than the Caribbean. Yeah, all day, all day. It is, you know. I'll never argue against that. Ivory, how you doing? Says for the open-minded among us, I would love the consensus of FBA being the original Hebrews that the Ashkenazi stole our birthrights from. No knee-jerk reaction needed. Bring some scholarship. So I get what you're saying about that. Basically saying we are the God's chosen people, the original people, the Jews that the Bible speaks of. I think that's where you're going with that. You crazy, Brother Reggie. Talk about his wig senior still with us. I haven't seen her. I don't know. Hey, Bakari, how you doing? I am doing well. How about yourself? Going all the way to the bottom, make sure I see everybody. Ernest, she says the CBC wants to keep us in the burning house that Dr. King led us out of, but we want out. Hell is where the CBC belongs. Yep, trying to keep us in there. You said, what states are those? So those are the states they're saying that we should have had. Was it Washington and Oregon that they should give Black Americans? I'm like, do we want to live there? Barat says, my birth certificate says Negro because I was born in North Carolina. What does it say on yours? Black. Mine says black, I think. And I know it don't say Negro. My mom's and dad's, yeah, they said Negroes, but I want to say mine says black. Because I was born in 71, so I think that would have been a term that they weren't maybe using. FM, how you doing? I got your comment. I see you. Larry was up with you. Says, but we can't pull put it all on Black Caucus in Congress. We need to boycott sports too. Their racist hate. They are kids and refuse to stop loving their racist dollar. Yeah, there's a whole lot of people that need to smoke, as the young people would say. Going all the way down. Dr. Sims, how you doing? Long time no see. Hope you're well. He says, Black ain't good enough. Who are you and what do you stand on? And those are the questions we should be asking, right? You Black, but what else, right? Absolutely. And like saying, somebody saying, okay, I'm a surgeon. I'm about to operate on you. What kind of surgeon are you? Doesn't matter. I'm a surgeon. It does. It matters. Okay. All right. So I see. Oh, I'm at an hour already. Okay. I'm just reading some of the comments. I want to make sure I acknowledge everybody before I leave, because as y'all see, I'm busting a sweat and my hair about to shrivel up. Detroit's HP TV. How you doing, Detroit? In the house? Yes, indeed. Y'all come back and see me on Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Time. I believe Donovan will be here. He's a busy man. Aurelius, how you doing? Says our DNA is not the same. Look up Perry's why. All right. DJ Biggs, what's going on with you? Yes, indeed. Education is key. How you doing? Jesse in the building. Hope you're doing well. Castro, hope you're well. Charles, what is up with you? What? Why would you say that, Castro? You just like, okay. Oh, sometimes. What? Okay, you up in here trippy. Hold on. I got him. He finna be blocked. If y'all didn't block him already. He gone. Tito, how you doing? I'm gonna try to keep telling the truth. Because if I don't, you guys will let me know. That's for sure. Okay. Sin City Rico says FBA flag is out. I'll take your money though. Thank you for the donation, but I ain't gonna read your comment. Thank you. Easy said it's pouring rain on the southwest side. Yeah, it's sunny here. Don't bring it over here. Deacon, how you doing? Says it's so hot. It's not hotter than hot, Mr. Demetri. It's hot. Y'all see, I'm already started sweating. My air is, on and off. Whew. Darius, how you doing? Said I just looked at all the congressional groups and the CBC, the only one whose mission says for all people. Yep, I had it up here a minute ago. It's gone now. Aaron, how you doing? Says the National Black Caucus is the AU on American soil. This is why there are so many foreign Blacks. Got you. Black America. T-Woo, how you doing? Says Freeman. Yes, indeed. I am really behind, and I do not mean to be. Thank you so much. I love and appreciate you for that. Maria, did I say hello to you? If not hello, it says too much ish going on. Say you don't need Black people's help. I don't think we was trying to give it to you, so that makes us even. I don't know. Oh, I see a whole lot of people that showed up. Well, thank you for the view. Thank you for the comment. That helps. Herschel, how you doing? Don't they just love us, y'all? Y'all see how they show up and they just really love us. Everybody's wrapped up into Black Americans. Everybody loves Black Americans, and we can't blame you. So we don't go into your streams at all, but y'all can't help yourself. Why? Because Black America is where it's at, baby. So thank you for being here. Yes, indeed. Original Man, how you doing? Says there's 43 million of us. They believe we're that dumb and incompetent. Yep, they do. Edwin, how you doing? Just going down to the bottom, golden brown. Oh, well, thank you. And getting sweatier too. So yeah, it's just hot. I'm just reading some of these comments. Clearly, I got into a troll mine somewhere. The Ernest, how you doing? Says median wealth of white families in 2022 was 285,000, while the median of Black families was 44,900. That's an example of generational wealth. Black people are robbed as a result of slavery. Yep. So if anybody asks, why do you deserve slavery? Reparations. There you go. There you go. Oh, I know I ain't trying to run for president. We got next. How you doing? Says we need true representation from one of our own. Totally. And we just got to get better at vetting. BA 310. How you doing? Says CBC changed their name to Everybody Caucus. They need to, right? Said when we going on a dinner date, you let me know. Easy, they here because they can't help themselves. They love us. They love us so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you once again. It says we're always welcome in Africa. I love Africa. I cannot wait to go back. I'm telling you right now. Okay, so Mike, you got it. You passing out tickets to up out of here? Okay, yeah, they up in here tripping. Emmett, how you doing? It says we love you. We want to bring you to Colorado on a speaking tour. Come on, DimitriK@gmail.com. DimitriK@gmail.com. I sound like Umar, huh? Dr. Umar Johnson, repeating myself 3 times. DimitriK@gmail.com. Make it happen and I'll be there. But thank you for thinking of me. Yeah, I got to read all the comments, y'all, because like I said, I never want to be one of those shows that just talk, and I probably could talk for an hour, but would y'all really want to hear me talk for an hour? I don't know. I don't think you would. I don't necessarily like to hear people talk. But I like to engage with y'all because I learn. I learn from y'all just as much. I go look up things that you guys mentioned that I didn't hear about and things like that. And I like having a conversation. I like making this conversational because you guys will watch a whole bunch of people and they'll never speak to you. They'll never speak to you. They'll never acknowledge you. And they can't have a show without you. It's just facts. There's no show without you guys, right? So I love and appreciate you guys. And it's my pleasure to read all of the comments. Let me see. All right, Emmett. GB, how you doing? Salute to you as well. Kevin, what's going on? He says, we better make the most of this before Trump is out of office and hope the Dems don't get back in. I think the Dems will get back in because, believe it or not, the Republicans doing a little too much, right? Now they're trying to arrest the Democrats that fled Texas. The FBI is getting involved. It's like, y'all tripping now, okay? So anyway, I think, I ain't going to run for president, y'all. Anyway, I will be back here Sunday with Donovan, 5 p.m. Central Time. Do not be late. I cannot wait to see you. In the meantime, you all have a great rest of your day. I will not be here tomorrow or Saturday unless something jumps off, and I'll be here. So in the meantime, no, not for Congress either, Brother Damon. Anyway, peace.